A shooting leaves 2 dead at the Woodward Walmart. The state superintendent criticizes the governor's agreements on renewable energy with Danish partners, and the plan for a solar panel factory in northeastern Oklahoma is up in the air. We'll tell you why coming up on the KGOU AM NewsBrief for Thursday, December 5th. I'm Nick Daniels. 2 people are dead following a shooting Wednesday evening in the parking lot of the Woodward Walmart. Police say 42-year-old Christina Alewine died at the scene. The other victim, 81-year-old Gary Mulberry, died later at an Oklahoma City hospital. Authorities say 30-year-old Shane Allison of Beaver County was booked into the Woodward County Jail and faces 2 counts of first-degree murder. Attorney General Gentner Drummond is asking the Oklahoma Supreme Court to reinstate a ban on state entities doing business with banks supporting green energy. Grayson Wheeler reports a district judge had ruled the so-called blacklist was unconstitutional.
Oklahoma enacted the Energy Discrimination Elimination Act in 2022. It allows State Treasurer Todd Russ to create a list of banks with certain pro-green energy investment policies, then ban state agencies and pension funds from doing business with them. The Oklahoma Public Employee Retirement System estimates it would cost nearly $10 million to stop working with blacklisted banks. A state government retiree sued Russ late last year, saying Oklahoma was using his retirement money to make political statements. In July, a judge ruled in the retiree's favor and issued a permanent block on enforcing the blacklist. Attorney General Gentner Drummond filed an appeal with the Oklahoma Supreme Court this week. In Oklahoma City, I'm Grayson Wheeler.
State Superintendent Ryan Walters says he opposes 2 agreements Governor Stitt signed with the Danish ambassador and renewable energy company. State Capitol reporter Lionel Ramos has details.
Walters says he's in tandem with Oklahomans opposing the, quote, disruptive expansion of so-called green energy projects. He says renewable energy money was supposed to supplement education funding, but hasn't in any meaningful way. Walters says Governor Stitt is showing preferential treatment to the Danish company European Energy North America over vital business interests and the property rights of Oklahomans. Stitt's spokesperson, Abigail Cave, says the agreements are not legally binding. She says they are expressions by the governor and global partners of the intent to produce more energy in Oklahoma by Oklahomans for export to Denmark and other allied nations. She says no contracts were signed, nor are potential future projects limited to renewable forms of production. I'm Lionel Ramos.
The Oklahoma County Assessor's Office has released new damage estimates for November tornadoes in Oklahoma City. The office says more than 400 properties were destroyed or damaged, totaling about $52 million in market value losses. The assessor's office will report the damage to the Board of Tax Roll Corrections, potentially reducing or eliminating taxes on impacted property. Severe storms, including an EF3 tornado, hit southeast areas of the county November 3rd. A second round of debris collection continues through next week. A $1 billion solar panel factory was planned for the small town of Inola in northeastern Oklahoma. State Impact's Chloe Bennett Steele reports the facility's future is now uncertain.
Italy-based Enel announced in May 2023 it selected Inola to host its industrial-scale manufacturing facility for solar panels. Governor Kevin Stitt at the time cheered the investment, and state lawmakers helped pass major tax incentives for the facility. Now, the company says it requires a majority financial partner before it begins construction. Panels were originally planned to go to market at the end of this year. The Oklahoman reports Enel may have anticipated money from the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act, which supports energy projects like solar panel manufacturing. It is unclear whether awards from the sweeping law will be available in the coming years, as President-elect Donald Trump campaigned on rescinding unspent dollars. Enel already has 13 wind farms across the state and an office in Oklahoma City. For State Impact, I'm Chloe Bennett Steele.
A movie is set to be filmed within the Choctaw Reservation in southeastern Oklahoma next summer. Chief Gary Batten says this is the first film to be shot on Choctaw land, and the project represents a historic milestone. The movie is called Brave and has a director and screenwriter with Choctaw heritage. The Hollywood Reporter says Indigenous actors are set to star in the comedy drama. Batten says the production will likely bring an economic boost to local businesses. You'll find more news at our website, kgou.org. We also invite you to follow the KGOU PM NewsBrief podcast.
We could all use a little help navigating the news these days. The Consider This podcast wants to give you a hand. 6 days a week, we'll help you make sense of the day's biggest news story and what it means for you in less than 15 minutes. Listen now to the Consider This podcast from NPR.